So in this tutorial, you will be learning creating coordinated loading task and unloading task. The coordinated tasks are when two or more operators are needed to be completing the given task. So we are going to learn how the single box is going to be picked up by these two operators together, because that's heavy, and then they are going to unload that onto this processor for getting processed. So this is what we are going to understand in this today's tutorial by using process flow and in detail understanding more tips, tricks and many more. So this is how your model will be looking like when we complete our tutorial, and that is what you are supposed to watch till end of the tutorial. So if you see now, these two operators are supposed to come and lift the heavy box, as the boxes which are greater than 40 kgs would be coming to this large cube. These two operators would be lifting those and then putting onto the processor. So this is the goal for today's tutorial. So do watch that till end and let us meet in the tutorial now. So let's start the tutorial. In this step, we will modify the process flow by adding the new activities so that we can create that coordinated loading task. So it will create heavy boxes and then it will ask the operator to assist to lift it from the large queue and supply it to the processor B. Okay, so that logic and process flow we haven't created. That is what we are now going to create. So before that, what we are supposed to do is, in this create boxes we already have, we are going to create another parallel logic. Okay, in this parallel logic, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to create heavy boxes. So let us create heavy boxes here. So heavy boxes. Okay, so here are our create heavy boxes. In this, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to create the boxes and assign the labels, and then multiple stuffs we are also going to modify. So like for example, here below this create box, we are supposed to create an activity which is assigned label, and then we are going to create another activity that is going to be the decide. Okay, so we are going to merge these below these create objects. What assign label we are going to do? We are going to create a label of weight. Okay, and we are going to then decide if our material is going to be heavy enough. Then it has to be transferred somewhere else. So standard or heavy. Okay, we are going to categorize the material based on, and if it is heavy, it is going to come to the right side, or else it is going to follow the straight process flow. So these are the things we have been changed, and we have made these available. Now what we are supposed to do is we are going to create heavy we are going to create two activities of change visuals. Okay, if you see here, change visuals, because we already created a box here, we are just going to change the visuals, and then we are going to move object onto our large cube. So these three activities you need to create here in the create heavy boxes. So I'll just move this into here. So we have our change visual. So in the first visual change, what we're gonna do is we're gonna resize, and in the next visual we are gonna paint that as a red box. Okay, and then we're gonna move this object to the large cube. Okay, so the skeleton of the activity is ready. Now let us edit the activity properties into that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, in this source we are going to change that to say every 10 seconds we're gonna get a part. We're going to make that available on arrival at 0. Then in assign labels, what we're gonna do is we are going to create token.box is what the label we're gonna put in as weight. Okay, and the weight label, what we're going to do is we are going to put a uniform distribution here, statistical distribution of uniform, and the properties what we're going to put here is from 1 kg to 50 kg is what it is going to be. So we have assigned the label as well. In the decide category, what we are going to do now is we can put a conditional decide possibly. Token.box, okay, dot weight, which we already created. If that is less than 40, it should go down to its first connection, or else it is supposed to come to the connection here. It is going to come into the connection here. This is how this is going to work. Now we have understood, we have created the weight category, we have created the source, changed the source, we have put it a decide condition. Now let us edit the properties for the create heavy boxes thing. So what we're gonna do here in chain visuals, okay, we are going to select set size, location, rotation, everything. And in the token.item, we're going to put token.box and we're going to make this as XYZ. Z, we are going to make it as 0.8 and rest locations, we are going to keep it as same. Okay. Now, this is a location, we have to make it as size. So the size we are supposed to change. So size has been changed here. In the next change visuals, again, what we're going to do is here set object color. In that, we're going to make it as token.box. And the color we are supposed to make it as red. So let us make it as red. So that is also done, where we change the size of the box, makes it heavier and make it red in color. Okay. Now that has been done. What we're gonna also do is we're gonna move this to what? So the box, we are gonna move it to the large queue, and we can directly select it using the sampler, and the large queue is there. Now let us reset and run and see the model if our thing is getting created accordingly. Okay. So they are working in the coordinated standard task. You see they're going out there, right? They're supplying the parts to the processor A and processor B. We haven't got any heavy boxes yet because probably we are getting, the weight you see 30.92 and then we have 21. So we haven't got any part of weight more than 40 kg, and that is what the condition we have put it here, right? So it has to be greater than 40 will come here, less than 40 will go straight down. So we got a box here, man. So our logic is working perfectly, and that's great. It's 45 kg part we have got onto our large queue, and that's fascinating yet great. Now we need to create a parallel operation where these two operators should lift these heavy boxes together and put it onto the processor B. That is the next step.